So this is what I passed around here, which is what we call high flow nasal cannula. Now, there's another machine that I think all of you have in your hospital, even your little hospitals, and this is also called a high flow nasal cannula, and it's basically this circuit. I'll take that one now. It's basically the circuit that is connected to a humidifier that gets plugged into the wall outlet, and I'll pass around the circuit here. And so how many of you have seen this before? Okay, so I learned about this and I discovered that at my hospital we already had 5 of them, and it's because the pulmonologists wanted them years ago, the ICU doctors wanted them, and they were already in our hospital, and basically had one brought down and dedicated to the ED. So I'll pass this around. So this is the nasal cannulas, the soft tubing here, and this part hooks into the circuit. So what's incredible about this is, what is the FiO2 that these machines can deliver? 100%. So what else how else in the ED can we deliver 100% FiO2? What's that? Intubation, yeah, intubation's one way. Bag valve mask ventilation, if there's a seal, and BiPAP potentially. So those are it. So now this is a way where we can deliver 100% oxygen, and it also gives PEEP. It gives 5 of PEEP. And basically the flow rate is 60 liters per minute. So 60 liters per minute, you get 100% FiO2, you get a PEEP of 6, and I'll add it to the slide set the next time we do this course, but at ACEP, they had a vendor there with one of these set up, and I've always wanted to try it. I've been talking about it for years, and so they set it up, so they put it on me at 60 liters per minute, and it was comfortable. I mean, I could even talk, and I asked about, what about the mouth being open? It's not an issue. You're not losing your PEEP even if the mouth is open, just the way the flow is from those machines. So what is the only contraindication to BiPAP? Altered mental status. Why?
Because they can't protect their airway if they're vomiting.
Right, because if they puke, it all goes in the mask and they aspirate it. But with this, they can still puke. So, I mean, this is revolutionary for those Pickwickian CO2 retainers that you always intubate, send to the ICU. They spend a day in the ICU, get their CO2 down, they extubate them and send them home. You can put those CO2 narcosis patients on this. I had one patient, I got their CO2 from, I think it was like 100 down to like 70 in about an hour and a half on this. And so that's one option to avoid putting these patients in the unit. But what we're talking about is, wow, what if we put this on the patient before we intubated them? What would our apnea time look like? And that graph I showed you, basically, so this is a demonstration, but you know, now they've got that super high, so the way I distinguish them, I call this the super high flow nasal cannula. If you have the super high flow nasal cannula on the patient, before you paralyze them, or before you sedate them, what do you think your apnea time is? I mean, you could put the laryngoscope down, go down to the cafeteria, get yourself a cup of coffee, come back to the bedside. I guarantee the patient still will not have desaturated. So this is a game changer. Yeah, the CO2 will go up and the pH will go down, but this is a game changer in emergency medicine, because for those patients that are predicted to be difficult, this is a technique and a device that's going to make it much safer for the patient and give you much longer apnea time. Like, correct. So, so basically that circuit with the number there, that's the humidifier. So this thing plugs just like the ventilator right into the oxygen socket, and it has a direct feed from the wall mount into that, and then the adjustments are on the unit. When we talk about delayed sequence intubation, you know, this is perfect for that as well. And a lot of patients don't tolerate the BiPAP, and you got to give them Ativan just so they'll tolerate the BiPAP. You know, this way it's much better tolerated because they don't feel as claustrophobic. So this is probably something you have in your hospital, and it's a big advantage to you for the predicted difficult intubation.